Every one of us have challenges with that at university levels. So over to you guys. Thank you very much.
Um, Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Widman Tshiahtu. I'm from University of Pretoria. Uh, it gives me a pleasure to present to you the teaching and learning classroom technology at University of Pretoria. University of Pretoria consists of different campuses. We have Mamelodi campus, Groenkloof, Honestpoort, Medical, Calafong, Sports campus, and Hatfield campus. Hatfield campus is the heartbeat of all these campuses. This is where you find all these heavyweight audiovisual technicians such as myself, which means, for instance, if you find yourself in Hatfield campus, you're going to deal with me. Um, at University of Pretoria, we use a program called HP Service Manager. HP Service Manager is a very good tool. It's where we receive our call on a daily basis as audiovisual technician. So it can be used as a tool to communicate with the users, and then automatically it will inform the user if the technician will be available or not. The advantage of HP Service Manager, you can access it through uh, cell phone, notebook, and a tablet, even a desktop, even though sooner desktop will be phased out. But you have to be connected to the internet. If you're not connected to the internet, you won't be able to access it. So what happens when you receive a task, you need to update it so that by updating it, you will be communicating to the user that you'll be available at a given mentioned time to perform the task. And then, if needed be, for example, if help desk give you a task and you find that's a duplication of a task, you open a related task. By opening a related task, you are opening it to your next technician to say, I won't be able to do this task. Can you go and do this task? But you, as a person who open a related task, you still own that task, which means you can see the activity of the other technician if he's going to perform the task or not. So there are some tasks that are not specifically for audiovisual technician. You find that it's for our specialist. So then we escalate it. By escalating it, me as an audiovisual technician, I still own the task. Um, when all that is done, you can resolve the task. So the HP Service Manager can be used by manager to monitor the workflow of our day-to-day basis. At the same token, it measures the service level agreement. So when you're given a task, you need to perform it at a certain time. This is how it works. The lecturer or the users, they will either call or email our help desk. The help desk will determine whether the call is it immediate or is the call that need to be logged. If it's immediate, the help desk will immediately call a technician. But at the same token, they will be logging the call so that the technician will be able to resolve the task. But if it's not urgent, then which means the technician will go to the service manager and update the task. As audiovisual technician at University of Pretoria, we not only supporting the lecturer, we even support the staffs and the outside people. Because what happens, some other outside people, they book our venue for conferences. So we give support for the outside people as well. And then our staff, sometimes they hold the event, then we give them the support, not only for lecturers, even for staff. So for now, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague who will go further with the classroom technology equipment, how it look like.
Good afternoon. My name is Simon from University of Pretoria. I'm going to talk about the equipment that we have in a lecture hall. We do have projector. We're using Panasonic for all our lecture halls. We use only one supply that supply us with Panasonic. We've got safe box that we put some of the equipment. I will explain later. We do have document cameras that we're using. It's a standard one. We use it in our venue. We also have speakers. We use one brand. We don't use different brand in our lecture halls. We do have control system that we install in our lecture halls. We have this microphone and the receiver we use in the Zenizer. It's a standard one. We use this Zenizer to all halls. It's easy for us because the reason when sometimes maybe the lectures they just lost the microphone, then you can go to another lecture hall, you take the microphone, you just change the frequency, then the lecture can carry on. Uh, this is the type of view we've got. Sorry, we've got, and this cabinet. We've got document camera in our lecture halls. This document camera, any camera use lights. This arm, it's a light. This control system, it's control this light. You can control also everything here. This document camera, it's linked with projector. When you switch this document camera, you have to switch the data projector. You look at the data projector. You can use color. It's simple to use. It's visible. Even if you enter to the lecture room, you will see. We've got speakers that we use to play. We play also our microphone. We install these speakers in our lecture halls. All lecture halls, small lecture halls and bigger venues. We've got digital save box. This digital save box, it's where we install our microphones. It's where we install the and also the VGA cables. This digital we've got safe codes. Not any person, because they have to ask you your personal number. They have to capture it, so that if maybe in case the microphone is being missing, then they know who was using this vein. We, you can also Then we do have, and this was when we talk, uh, this is our project. We no longer then it's we also we've got we've got control system. We've got control system. That this control is got all its work control. You, we've got this smart system where we've got cabinet. This cabinet we've got a mixer. It's where uh, I will, to my, I will hand it to my colleague to go further.
Uh, since you know that or you fall off, so what of and signal is gonna automatically switch itself off. Uh, they're going to each and every room and go into the setting and check the hours of projector. We can do that remotely. Uh, uh, allow questions.
Do we have any questions?
Do you use lecture capturing? In other words, you record lectures?
Uh, innovation, they capture the lecture, but those are not like day-to-day lecturer. Those are special lecturer.
Are they then? Are they then? Is it on? Are they then bringing the equipment to a venue specially for that kind of, or is it lecture venues that are specially equipped for that?
They they bring the equipment to the lecture.
Do you have web conferencing facilities to join lectures to web conferencing?
We've got conference facility in mostly in our boardrooms, not in our lecture room. Yeah, but in our boardroom we've got conference facilities.
Thank you. I have a question. Sorry, just one. What's your average response time if a person or a lecturer has a query in a classroom?
It's 5 minutes. Yeah, that is you find it on a service level agreement of ours. We
Just we don't have very much time left, so if we can keep it short, please.
Thank you. I'd just like to ask around the the, the securing of the microphone and all that other equipment. Now, how do you deal with lecturers that actually give that code to their students? That's my first question. And also with those adapters that you use for HDMI, how do you manage them and how are they booked out? Or how do you work with those? Because obviously those can go missing because they're small devices and that. And then the second part, I'd just like to find out what live streaming software are you guys using to live stream those lectures and presentations to students?
Our microphones in a they don't we don't provide the students with with the safe codes. However, we do have cameras in our venues that is being monitored with security. If maybe the microphone, in case it's been stolen, I mean, or microphone is been missing, some of the lecturers they are putting the microphones on the back because they're in a hurry to go to another lecture hall. Then we can see this is the lecture hall that you took the microphone. Then we'll go and get the microphone from the lecture. Then the other question was, or the HDMI cables, every department, they have to board their own cable. They bring their own cable to the venue. And then the other one,
okay.
I will give it to my boss, will answer you that one.
We are currently investigating. We're working with Grove IS and looking into Sunstream. I believe University of Stellenbosch already started rolling it out quite successfully. And I regard the other gentleman's specific streaming out of a lecture venue. We do have soft solutions like Skype for Business or video that they already use between buildings for overflow classes. So there is a possibility of doing it. There's a few challenges still regarding interaction between the different locations, because they use literally the microphone pickup on the notebook itself. So we are busy looking at that. Sunstream will address a lot of those issues. We're not sure yet if we're going to go that same route. It's based on open technologies, YouTube, Google Hangouts, and Google Drive. It can integrate with your LMS system. It looks very promising, but at this stage, this is the most promising one. But we do want to look at other solutions as well before we implement.
Um, Sorry, I just need to know how many technicians do you guys have? And I mean, to service you've got like I think 5 or 6 campuses. So I'm assuming you have a few technicians per campus for you to provide 5 minute support. So that's the first question. And then the second one was, how do you guys control the equipment in venues that you have uh, control systems in if you don't have like a coded system? Because we had a situation where the venues that we had control systems installed, you'll find students going in there and plugging their phones and just basically abusing venues. So I just want to know how you guys handle with it, so we sort of understand.
Uh, okay. I think the first one is how many technicians, right? At the main campus, we've got 9 technicians because, like I say, it's a heartbeat of all these campuses. Hence, in those other various campuses, we've got 2 technicians per campuses. So in total, I think we've got 16 technicians. It's plus minus 400. Yeah.
Widman, if I might add there, it's just over 400 venues with 15 positions, of which 13 is filled currently. So it's 13 technicians looking after those. Regarding your abuse question of the venues, one of the projects specifically the network management of it, because lecture theatres at night turn into movie theatres, and with network management we can actually stop it and say after 10 when there's no classes or the class hasn't been booked through our central management system, we disable it, so they can try whatever they like. It's not going to work.
You've got all 15 of your staff, um, but you've got 400 lecture rooms. What are the chances that they will be able to service all of them? Because if I look at the ratio, it's a bit ridiculous, if you ask me. And do you guys use a student assistants, or do you use interns, or how do you manage that?
Uh, I think it's a proper planning prevent poor performance. So in university service level agreement, it gives us opportunity to know before you go to class. Like I receive my task while I'm still at home. I know what I'm going to do prior. So I think the 5 P's is the one that is working better for us. Proper planning prevent poor performance.
We've run out of time. So can I ask if you do have any more questions, you can engage our colleagues during tea. Thank you very much, guys. It was very well.